Hello, and welcome to another episode of We Mean Business. I'm really excited to be your host for today. Yay! Along with my amazing co-host, Miss Bianca. Now, let me tell you a little bit about We Mean Business if this is your first time joining us, right? This is a show where we have two dynamic millennial women, myself and Bianca Modo, navigate the complex world of faith, relationships, and business. And we are streaming live, of course, on Kingdom Business Network TV and the KBN.com. And this is where we bring you engaging, raw conversations that matter. So I'm going to just give you a quick introduction. Again, like I said, my name is Chanel E. Martin, and I am one of the co-founders of Kingdom Business Network. And I'm really excited and honored to be here. I'm an entrepreneur, a mom, a wife, and so much more. And I'm going to pass it on to my co-host to introduce herself.
There we go. You hear?
Yeah. Oh, I think we good.
All right. Last time.
There we go. I think we good. There we go. Let's try.
Hi. Good evening, everyone. My name is Bianca Modo. I am a brand strategist, and of course, I am the chief editor inside of the KBN.com, our online platform, and our magazine. And I am excited to be here tonight. We got some good stuff to talk about. We got some serious stuff to talk about. So let's get it in.
All right. Yes, so we do have a lot to talk about. I'm gonna tease y'all into the conversation. And good evening. I see you, Lindsey. You say we look good. Thank you. We miss you, sis. And if you guys have noticed this, it's not our normal setup, y'all. I am traveling tomorrow. Mr. Martin, the producer, he is getting our household ready. So we didn't want to keep him up late having to produce. So we decided that we were going to stream from our perspective location. But we will be back. We will be back in our in the studio together next week. So, but we're gonna go ahead and move forward. So let me tease y'all and a little bit about what we got to talk about today. Okay, so we got to talk about shutdowns and showdowns. Okay, it has been a crazy past few hours. I said hours, really hours, but crazy past week. I would say within the past 6 days, we have gone through so much as a country. Okay, we've gone through so much. So we're going to talk about everything from the technical data outage to the presidential election campaign twists and turns. We're also going to talk about Tyler Perry. Listen, he said he don't care nothing about what y'all got to say. He actually responds to critics. I don't know if you had a chance to watch his movie, Divorce in the Black. So we're going to talk about that. We also got to talk about relationships. Is spinning the block and taking breaks okay? And how do you add up to if something else go wrong, right? And then also we're going to talk about we got a prophetic word for you and talk about the seasons and the times. But again, listen, we have so much to discuss this evening, and I don't know, like, let's just go ahead and get started. Y'all ready?
I'm ready.
You ready? All right. So, okay, Bianca, Miss Moto, let's can we do a replay of what's been happening over the past few days? What has been happening in the world? Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. So let's start. We had some news, right? Like it was, I know you were grounded. You were grounded, and what the next day there was an announcement made that Biden is not coming back. He said he is done. It's time to go. Good luck. to the rest of y'all. And he has endorsed Kamala to be the next or running next president, right? And so I want to talk about it. I want to talk about, how you feel. With the KBN.com, right? We don't choose sides, but it is great. This is monumental for history, right? This is monumental for history. I'm sure we all were like, oh my goodness, probably weren't expecting this quick a Black woman to be even in the running for the presidency, right?
Uh-oh, I think we might have lost. I think we might have. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right, y'all. Bear with us. Bear with us. You are cutting out just a little bit, but I'm gonna finish out that conversation. So yes, let me start with how I thought I was just going. I had the opportunity to speak at an amazing conference this past, what was it, Thursday evening last week. I had an opportunity to speak at this amazing conference, and little did I know that I was going to be there longer than I had anticipated. Okay. Longer than I had anticipated. So, what ended up happening was I got lost in the technical outage with Microsoft, that I was one of thousands that was stranded, and I was stuck, okay, in Virginia Beach. Luckily, I was at a really nice 4-star resort hotel, so I was like, just praise God for that. And I don't know if any of you faced that issue, but they kept canceling my flights. It was very frustrating. But by the grace of God, I was able to catch a ride, and I did an overnight drive, literally an overnight drive. Okay. We did an overnight drive to Atlanta. We left about 6 p.m. and I got in a little bit after 4 o'clock a.m., took a nap, and then we went straight to the launch. Okay. So look, I want to know from you, Bianca, do you think it was just a technical outage, or like, what's your thoughts? There are many theories that are floating around saying that this is the sign of the times. Let me know.
So I researched it. I did research, and I hope everyone can hear me okay. But I did research, and there was a company. I can't remember the name of the company that took ownership. So they did take ownership. They did a software update. They took ownership. They apologized. But I think my biggest question is, why does this company have so much impact? Why does their technology have so much impact on our services, like our banking services and our plane, just because of a software update? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think I'm trying to figure out like how that one thing threw everybody off and why there weren't any precautions. Like, who got fired? What team got eradicated? Because that was such a major issue, and there's been like a trickle down effect, y'all. So because of that one company, I'm hearing people mad at Delta and whoever else was with American Airlines. Like, folks were stranded. People had medication that they had to get to. One of my clients, she was saying that like she absolutely had to get on a plane because she didn't have enough medication. The banking systems were down, so I was actually stuck at the airport. I mean, not at the airport, at the hotel, and I couldn't buy anything. They were like, you have to charge on your room. Y'all, I had already checked out and I didn't have any cash. And so I'm going to tell you, even whoever was in charge of it, what it does show is that there are powerful enough companies and people that the flick of a switch can shut all this stuff down, where you think that there is safety patrols and measures, and there may not be that. Okay. There may not be that. So it made me think about it. I wrote an article on the KBN.com about my experience. And I said, you know what? I will never be in this experience again. I will never travel without having cash. I don't care. I'm having some bills on me at all times because that was so uncomfortable, Bianca. And then just some other precautions, just making sure that I got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 route to get back, and making sure that I'm not crunching for time if I can help it. So, what are your thoughts on that?
That's good. And I was hoping you were going to bring up the article because you talked about this, how you got the divine wisdom that we needed to stack up on our cash.
Mhm.
And so I'm glad that you mentioned that. And then, of course, Delta said they're going to give out some Delta dollars or whatever. They're going to give a few. What did they say? Their quote was reasonable expenses. I don't know what reasonable expenses are when, there were people who were trapped on the floor
Absolutely.
in airports for 5 days. So what is a reasonable expense? I don't know. But we just hope that they get it together. I'm sure that somebody's contracts got canceled for sure. Something got canceled. I'm with you. Somebody got fired. But yes, we need to be prepared. I think that was the biggest lesson that we learned is that we need to be prepared. I'm with you. I'm gonna start putting cash to the side. Just so I have some cash. You just never know what can happen. And like you said, it did show how much power that these people have over our technology. They can knock out anything at any time. So yeah.
Yeah, they can knock out anything at any time. And that was really, I'm gonna say, frustrating for us. I'm just again, the Lord don't take care of his folks because there was a ram in the bush. There was a Crystal who drove and she had to get back. She was on deadline. And that was by the grace of God how I actually was able to make it back in time for the KBN.com lunch. Shout out to everyone who had a chance to attend that. Now I want to move in, and we got to talk about this crazy, monumental, record-breaking, groundbreaking presidential campaign. Now, there's been quite a few records that have been broken, but we're gonna talk about a few things that I want to make sure that we mention. Number one, I have to highlight the fact that Biden finally made his address. I'm going to play just a quick clip. Let me see if I can bring him up. Biden has made his address since stepping down. So if you've been living under a rock, by now you know that Biden has stepped down and he is no longer in the presidential race. Okay, he's no longer on the campaign trail. All right. So let me play just a real quick clip of his address. And y'all just pay attention. Just pay attention. Just pay attention. Can y'all hear?
They can't hear.
Oh man. Okay. Fix it. Oh man. So y'all can't hear? They can't hear.
Well, I can give them the rundown.
Look, give me the rundown. Could you hear? Could you hear? I don't know why I can't hear.
I couldn't hear it. No, I couldn't hear it either. But that's okay. I'm just gonna let you know right now. It was very generic. One, we can tell that he he's ready to get out the door. And
Mhm.
from his perspective, he's doing the right thing. This is what he was basically saying. He puts the country. He's putting the country before his ambitions. He is ready for, or the country is ready for someone young, someone energetic. And so he's kind of alluding to his age, right? This is something that we have been picking at him, and we love him, but yeah, it's something that keeps coming up. And so it seems that he is admitting these things. And then he really didn't really mention anything about endorsing Kamala pretty much until the end of his speech. So it was really quick. It was an in and out speech. And he was just basically notifying that, hey, we need some fresh blood in the house, in the White House. I'm gonna give y'all the Canadian version. We just need some fresh blood inside of the White House, and he is willing to step down, step back, and let that do. And he's going to do what he can in the next 6 months. The rest of his term that he is going to serve, he is just going to show up and basically do what he can in the meantime. He is supporting Kamala and what it is that she's doing, but his focus right now is his remainder of time inside of the White House.
Which is short though.
Yes.
Homeboy got
Yes.
senioritis. Y'all remember when you was getting ready to graduate and you was like, look, I'm ready to get the heck on out of here. That's what I got. Let me tell you something what I saw. I don't know. I'm gonna hopefully I hate that there's no sound. I don't know what's going on. This is why we need Mr. Martin, but yeah, there's nothing. I don't know if they're blocking the sound or what. You should be able to hear the sound. However, comma, we just gonna keep it moving. And so what I do know is that he looked tired. He looked like somebody granddaddy. He looked like he just woke up. He looked like he is just like, I'm just doing this so I don't get fined. To me, he was just a stiff. There was no personality. There was no nothing. Like I don't know. I feel like he put forth his whole effort just to get up there. What you think?
Yeah, that's what it is. And I don't think there was a briefing. There was a briefing, or he was trying to be conscious of, it was basically he said what he had to say, and that's it. Like that's all he had. He's given his energy. He told us that he's got energy for the next 6 months, and that's it. And God bless him, because my goodness, I can only imagine. He's been in the office, oh my goodness, how many years at this point? He's been there about 12 years at this point. And I get it, it's
but
I am sure it's tiring.
Them like 12, what a dog years, like maybe he look like he done aged like a good 30 years.
48 years exactly.
Yeah, he looked like he has aged like at least a good, I don't know. I'm very happy. I'm actually happy. I think the world is happy that we're gonna let Grandpa Joe go sit down somewhere, enjoy the rest of his life. He need to go. He need to be like the Obamas being spotted out on vacation. Like I need Joe to go sit down somewhere. So some people are saying that this was the plan all along. What you think? I don't know. There's some people saying that this was the plan all along because they did not feel that Kamala was strong enough to enter the race. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I really can't say. I just feel like as far as I'm concerned, she's in there. And no matter what is it, the glass, what do they call it, the glass cliff, which is basically putting someone in a position which is something that is seemingly impossible. And so I think she's there. At this point, that's all we can really, we just pray for discernment. in whichever way that we need to go. But at this point, y'all, it's a Black woman running, like that is the contender, like a big dog contender. Uh, in the running for the president of the United States. And yes, that is absolutely huge.
Okay, so that brings me to our next clip. Look, I figured out how to make it work, y'all. I figured out how to make it work. Thank y'all for rocking with us. And if you are tuning in, we are on We Mean Business. We are doing just a special remote episode of We Mean Business, but we will be back in the studio together next week. But we didn't want to miss out because there was too many discussion points and too many hot topics. I am your host, Chanel E. Martin, and I have Bianca Modo, and we are doing hot topics, y'all. We still have so much more to talk about, okay? So don't go anywhere. We got to talk about Kamala Harris. We got to talk about what Tyler Perry is saying as he responds to critics, spinning the block, and more. So I'm getting ready to jump into, listen, let me just show you this clip. According to the Associated Press, Kamala Harris smashes fundraising record with, I think it's at 100 million now, but at this time it was $81 million in 24 hours. $81 million in 24 hours. So I have a clip. It's going to work this time. We're going to play this.
Kamala Harris made her first public appearance Monday morning since President Joe Biden dropped out of the 2024 race. But rather than mention her own candidacy, the vice president praised the man who endorsed her Sunday.
I wanted to say a few words about our president. Joe Biden's legacy of accomplishment over the past 3 years is unmatched in modern history.
On Monday, one of the most influential Democrats, former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, threw her weight behind Harris. She joins hundreds of state delegates, the majority of Democratic lawmakers, and governors who have all overwhelmingly thrown their support behind her. Former President Barack Obama is one of the few who hasn't yet backed her as the best person to take on Donald Trump. Voters in Democratic-leaning states had a generally positive response to the news of Harris's bid for the party's nomination.
She's had 4 years of experience in the White House, has seen the execution of the Biden policy.
All right, look, so I'm gonna let's talk about this. I find that interesting that Obama has yet, I mean, at the time of that video, he has yet to endorse her. But before we get into that, let's talk about the records that she's broken. We wrote an article on the KBN.com. I happened to get a Zoom link, and you can go read the article on the KBN.com where 44,000 women at the last minute jumped on an impromptu Zoom in support of Kamala Harris. Now, we are not at the KBN.com or Kingdom Business Network endorsing any candidates, but of course, I had to be in the Zoom room for this monumental occasion. And y'all, when I tell you inside of that Zoom, it was the who's who of Black women excellence elite. Like, I was like, oh my goodness. And then what was so cool about it is, y'all, these folks, they was at their house and they were not done up. They were in their regular clothes. They was like, look, I know I may be a celebrity. I know I may be a policymaker. I know that you may be seeing me on CNN, ABC, NBC, but baby, I'm going to get on there I just took my bonnet off and jumped on the Zoom. On that Zoom live, they raised in a matter of hours over $1 million. Now, why is this important? This shows how fast and how quickly the dollar can be mobilized. And it makes me think, if we're seeing, we're talking about a wealth transfer. We literally witnessed a wealth transfer are y'all catching this? A wealth transfer in real time. There has been multiple millions, over $100 million has been transferred because everyone got behind one mission. And I believe, of course, this is the KBN.com. We are a faith-based network. In Kingdom Business Network, we are a faith-based network. I believe that we're going to see more moves like this, and God is raising up wealthy financiers because there's going to be some things that we're going to have to pull our money together. And we have proven that we can do it. And so what makes me excited is what we can do when we really want to get behind something. What are your thoughts on that, B?
This is good. And just to make mention that the men got on too, because every time y'all post about the women, the men are like, no, we got on too. They did. And they raised over $1 million as well. And so this, I like to go and look in the comments. I want to go see what the people are saying. And, yes, we did see that dollar was mobilized quickly, and people are like, well, why can't y'all mobilize this for our communities when we need our this much money, like $100 million in that short amount of time. So kudos that they did, that they stepped up to the call. Is that a bat signal or something? I'm just wondering for the Black women and the Black women to get in there, is there, because the way that 40,000 people, like, how did y'all even know and get on so quickly? I know you said somebody sent it to you, but just imagine, like, that's insane. Like, that is amazing that they were able to do that so quickly. And then the men did it too. So I think that one shows, the camaraderie within our community. I'm always about camaraderie within our community, with Black men and Black women. So coming together, I'm sure all the sorors, all the D9s, all the, like you said, the politicians, the influencers, the celebrities. So just to think that, you guys were able to get on there. Hey, I missed it. Didn't bring me in next time. I'll come sit on your couch and be there. But like I said before, this is monumental. The movement is monumental. How quickly Kamala is moving forward. Like, I think I'm just floored that, wow, like, okay, y'all have made up y'all's mind that this is what we're doing. And, she has garnered support. And so we're going to see, like, I want to see these next coming months, especially with these influencers. Like, now we got to know what her policies, what is it that she's doing? Of course, there's that list going around of all of the things that Kamala has done while she has been in the office, because, people are like, what has she done for the people? Yep. And it's like, nah, there is a list. She is working, and you know what's funny? It's normally the ones that are behind the scenes that are doing the most work. So just because you don't see her doesn't mean she's not doing the work. But I was also reading that, her and Joe hadn't seen each other like 6 times since June. So I think you said it was kind of planned. I don't know, like, if internally, I think they did. They knew that this was getting ready to happen. I'm sure they had it was like a plan B situation, right? To see how his health was going, what were the ratings, what were the views. I think they've just been kind of watching that. But y'all, this is here now, so we can see what happens.
I watch too much Scandal, because the truth is stranger than fiction. I don't know. I feel like they had this in the bag. I feel like this is the plot all along. I feel like they was like, we waiting for the alley-oop. Like, they knew before Joe got into that campaign that he wouldn't go, like, they knew that man didn't have no 4 years left on him. Like, they not fooling me. I don't care.
I'm with you. I hear you.
I don't know, man. I just feel like like, nah. That's just me though. I'm playing. Usually I'm the one that's like, no, but this right here, it's just, stuff is strange right now.
Yeah, it is strange.
It's strange. And I'm gonna say this. Knowing what great lengths most lay people go through to get out of mess, I can only imagine, right? What operating at that level looks like. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But I am very excited to see the wealth transfer. I'm excited to see the mobilization of the movement, and really, my prayer is that in the coming days, we can come together for Christ. In the coming days, we can mobilize and move
Absolutely.
for Christ, for and for something we can get behind something, right? That
Right.
can really change lives. So regardless if she wins or not, witnessing the process, man,
I'm with you.
it's,
I
it's
agree. I definitely agree. And like I said, I just want to see what happens. I want to see what happens. Like I said, I want to see policies. I want to see what is she going to do. And that's my biggest thing. What are you going to do? What are your plans for everyone in the country, not just Black people? We need Black people to, move forward as well. But what are your plans for the country as a whole? Like, how are you going to grow? Like, we've seen what she has done. We have the list. So if you guys want to go look it up, there's a list circulating. If you're like, I don't know what she's done, just go look up what Kamala done. It'll come up. I promise you. Yes, it'll come up. But as far as moving forward, just as a president, I would just love to see, like, what is she gonna do? I want to know.
I don't know either. I guess y'all buckle up. We in for a ride for the next one. We in July, August, September, October, November. We got a 4-month ride, baby. Buckle up. And guess what? The KBN.com and We Mean Business are gonna be here to be your tour guides along the destination, right? Okay, so we've talked about some heavy things, and because we had to get those things out, and we have a few stories on the KBN.com, but I want to go a little light. Let's see. I'm trying to think what's going on. I'm looking at my show notes. All right. Okay. So we're about to switch gears just a little bit, and we're gonna talk relationships. Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk relationships. I want to ask you a question, and I want to ask anyone watching: Have you ever spun the block or taken a break? Taking a break or spun the block. So if you're not familiar, let me tell you what spinning the block is. Spinning the block, that's these young folks. That's this new terminology. Spinning the block is when you have been in a relationship with somebody and y'all break up and you spin the block and then you get back together. Ding, 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 ding. I'm married to my spin the block.
Me too.
I am married. We spun the block one more time. And this time, I don't even know if when we got back together, I feel like we just went straight to being engaged. It was just like, I tried to see what was out here in these streets. This is a true testimony. We were in college at Georgia Tech. I was going to North Carolina, and he said he didn't want to do the long. My husband said he didn't want to do the long distance relationship thing, and he broke up with me. And he was like, he not into the long distance relationship thing. So of course we stayed in contact. We pretty much were together, but we weren't. We stayed in contact, and then just some stuff went down. He tried to date other people. Lindsey said, absolutely not. No spinning the block for me. All caps, baby. All caps. So look, you might be missing out on your after. We got 4 kids in the big old house later. Okay. So he comes back and he just was like, he proposes to me. And he's like, yeah, I just don't see myself being with anybody else. And fortunately for him, I didn't have nobody either. Now, he would have been messed up if I would have been out there and somebody would have swooped me up. But it wasn't even that, y'all, it wasn't that long. It wasn't even a year. And we were still seeing each other quite frequently. And honestly, I'm kind of happy he did that because, I need to see for myself too. So technically we didn't really break up, but on paper we were single. Okay, we were single. What's your thoughts on that? What do you think? All of it. We took a break. We spun the block. It worked out for us. But what's your thoughts?
I mean, I don't normally, I'm married too, and so we was off and on, y'all. We been off and on since 2009. Look, I'm like you, since the college days, right? But I'm normally with Lindsey. I'm like, I don't want to spin the block. I don't like going back. But I think what's interesting, because I want to talk about this particular situation and why it's funny. So we all know the relationship between Nelly and Chantal, I don't want to mess up Miss Jackson. Well, I don't want to mess up how you say her name. Miss Jackson, right? They were the couple, this and that, right? So she says recently, I don't know if you have the clip. It's okay if you don't.
The clip. I'm gonna try to see if I can. Let me share. I'm gonna share this clip, baby. Hold on, let me find this.
Oh my goodness. As you pull it up though, okay, because y'all watch this.
Maybe will the space bring us back together, or do I need the space because I just need to rip off that Band-Aid? So, and initially I wanted the space or the break to rip that Band-Aid off. So, no, like, no will, that just sometimes people don't work out. People grow apart.
O's in between.
Like sometimes one person might want to be still in the situation and the other person is like, this isn't working. I have this make-believe story. I left because I wanted initially, I guess, space.
All right, so I just okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
She left Nelly. Now, this is what I honestly think happened. I think that y'all know how y'all get with the man, right? And you're dating a man, and you can just sense that there's somebody that got away, right? Like he's holding on to, like, you are a placeholder. Like a lot of women don't know when they are a placeholder. And I think what happened is she felt like she was a placeholder. She felt like, this relationship is I mean, it's good, but I see his eyes. He's looking off into the distance. I wonder who he's thinking about, right? And so he didn't leave her. She stepped away and said, "Oh, I want to see if this is real. I want to see if, and what happened in that space, in the space that she gave him, he went back to the love of his life and had a baby and got married and baby, they are happy. And you know what? They have been pulling up the pictures of him and Miss Jackson versus him and the Shanti, and that man looks happy. Like you could just tell. I don't know. Pictures are pictures, right? We never know. Pictures tell 1,000 words. But okay, the way that he is smiling ear to ear, he just looks like that he been waiting on this moment. And y'all know that sometimes a man won't let you go, right? Like you do know that sometimes a man will hold on to you once again because I believe this, you are a placeholder for him and he won't let go. And so she gave him an out. Like he really didn't have a reason to leave, right? He didn't have a reason to leave. He was cool. He was chilling. She fine. That's probably what he was thinking. This is it. And then the moment she said, well, you know what? Let's just take a break. I wonder if that's what she told him too. Let's just take a break and we'll see. And he was probably like, oh, yes, this is my chance. And baby, he texted Shanti and said, girl, what you doing? Y'all not know what you're doing.
Okay. I have a different perspective. I think women are foolish to test men. If you gonna test that man, you better be ready to be out. Like men do not like ultimatums. That was one thing that my husband told me. He was like, if you give him an ultimatum, the answer is no. Like straight up. So you have like these women, first of all, if you feel like you got to give a man an ultimatum, God bless your soul. Second, if you go and test that man and then you just don't put some in, like I just feel like sometimes we want somebody to chase after us and do all this stuff so bad, or we want some more attention instead of just verbalizing like, baby, I need you in this way. I'm not saying that's her case, but I'm gonna tell you, I have a little story. So I was young. I had a little boyfriend in college, and I just was feeling, I don't know, this is before I got mature. I just wanted some, I don't know what I wanted. But I just made this comment because I guess I wanted him to console me or do something. I just feel like maybe we should break up. I didn't really mean that, y'all. That man said, "Oh, okay. Well, maybe we should if you bring it up to the table." And I'm thinking, like, no, I take it back, I take it back. And it was, like I opened up a door that he wasn't even worried about. Like sometimes I feel like as women, we don't leave good enough alone. We will keep poking the bear, doing stuff and get to growl, and that bear get to growling that we mad and bitters. And it's like, baby, you was up there dangling food.
These are facts.
I'm not saying that's, I'm not specifically saying that that's her thing. I just know that as women, we have to be mindful of, like, if you can't hold a man hostage thinking that if you take a break that you just got the best whatever, that he's just so in love that he's not gonna find another, and vice versa. Can't no man be like, I need to go sow my raw oat and then expect you to just be sitting here waiting. So I do think that he, got with the love of his life, but I also think that, I mean, ain't no feeling sorry for her because sis, you loved him. Now, if there was other reasons, that's not why she said, though. She didn't say because of infidelity or she was getting mistreated or whatever. And regardless if she was a placeholder, it's my thoughts.
Now, here's another thing. They've been there together a long time. And I'm pretty sure he's never proposed. So I think that was another thing. Like I said, I think she knew, we be knowing, we got that knowing, and she knew. I think she knew, and maybe she didn't say it the right way, because no man, who wants to feel rejected? We don't want to be rejected either. I mean, he probably thought she had it to somebody else. Like he probably was like, "Oh, you want space? You probably got somebody else." But I would give you some space. But then again, he hadn't proposed to her, and he got with Ashanti, and that proposal was quick. That proposal in marriage.
But what if it was on her though? What if she didn't want to get proposed to? Like, we don't know. What if he was like, I want you to settle down, and she like, I don't know. What if she had a little sneaky link that she wanted to go? Look,
never
put it past her. Nah, I won't put it past her. She might have had her little sneaky link, her little something she wanted to go see, and didn't realize, like, oh man. Either oil ladies and gents, if you are gonna try to take a break up, see if anything is out there, it don't necessarily mean that you can spin the block and run that thing back. That don't mean that.
And talking about relationship, because I think we can move to our next topic. This is good. Now, if that man ain't no good, now you need to let him go. That's another. That leads us to the next one. Did y'all see Divorce in the Black?
I did. Okay. Look, I made everybody mad when I gave my opinion on, what was the other child, the Mia Cova.
Oh yes.
I had gave my review, and I, made a few people upset, but I'm gonna keep I'm not gonna give my opinion because me and Tyler Perry got work to do, and you know what I'm saying. I'm like, we're gonna do some stuff together, so I'm gonna keep my opinion to myself. However, the opinions across the web have not been favorable. I believe it got like let me check it up. I should have looked this up. The Rotten Tomato. Let me see what the rating was. While we are looking, so what's your perspective? Oh yeah, it got a 4.5 out of 10 on.
So I don't pay any attention to these critics. This is me. This is why you always have to go watch stuff for yourself. I actually like the movie. Now, I like the movie. Once again, y'all, don't look at it from your theater background, and let's take these things out of it, right? And how the writing, and let's actually, so y'all know, I'm human rights, human trafficking consultant, right? All of these things.
Movie though, ain't that the point of watching a movie at the acting and the story?
No.
What we supposed to do?
But just to say the reason why I liked it, because that story was relatable. Now it was relatable, and what's interesting, that I felt was kind of contradictory with Black women. So Black women say their stories aren't shared, right? We have, oh, nobody is sharing our story. Then Tyler Perry comes along and he is sharing these relatable stories that we have been hiding. Like, these are the stories that we do at the cookout that nobody knows about. And he came along and basically started sharing our cookout stories and our girlfriend stories, that Black women really weren't on the movie. When I'm talking about like in movies.
Bianca, I don't think that's our issue. I don't think we got a problem. I don't think we got a problem with him sharing the story. Look, Tyler, I love you, but this is my opinion, and I just gotta say it. The Bianca done pushed it out of me. Tyler Perry got all this money, and he pays his actors well. Shout out, like what he has built is phenomenal. I think there is an expectation because of the caliber of people that he's able to pull, and now his cinematography is on point. Like, it's like everything is like,
even compared to what he's done in the past.
Yes, and then we get to the storyline, and it leaves some of us a lot to be desired. Or like, so the issue with the issue that I had with Divorce in the Black, I think the premise was good. It made, I get it. Like, but that opening scene, it was like he said, it's like he shot an assault rifle of stuff at us. And it was to me, it was anticlimactic.
He got y'all talking though. He definitely.
Hey, look.
That man is a genius. I get it. I hear everybody, but let me tell you something. Tyler Perry knows how to get the people talking. Y'all know I feel like this about quite a lot of people when they say things and do things, but he knows how to get the people talking. I think he is in his like stepping into, once again, telling those stories, trying to be a little more creative. And I think what we feel like is probably not creative is how are we to judge what's creative and what's not creative? Like, if that's what came to him. Yeah, well, I'm just saying some people, and I'm not talking about you.
Okay, I was like, that ain't my issue. I don't. Yeah, I don't think the creative, for me, it's not the creativity that I had. It's not that. It is just that it's like, I don't know how to say it. It just be, if it could have just, it just need a little bit. It's almost there. It's it's almost there. And I think it's one of those things. It's like, okay, it's like if I talk about one of my kids, right? And my daughter, I know she's a phenomenal artist, and she comes and draws me a picture, and one picture she draws is like phenomenal. She comes draw me some stick figures, and she want me to be like, "Ooh, yay!" And I'm like, "Baby, I know you can. You have so much in you. Like, where's the rest of the picture?" I think that's kind of where we are.
That's not what the Black women are saying. So y'all know I go and read comments. I go and read what the Black women are saying. And the Black women are saying that they are tired of the same. He is telling the same story because they pulled up the "Why Did I Get Married?" The abusive man there. Yep, the abusive man there. I can't think of the other one, but like telling that same abusive Black man on a Black woman. Like that is what I have gathered from people. They're like, look, is there nothing else?
That is true though. I know you said the story was relatable to you. It ain't relatable to his story's not be. I never had to go through that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yep. And the ones that liked it, it was relatable for them too. So I think he's talking to I think he's talking to, you know how we say talk to us, you know what I'm saying?
Highbrow. He's not talking to us highbrow Negroes.
He's talking to the highbrow Negroes. That's what he said. You heard he called it. He said,
look, let me play this clip. He said he ain't talking to us highbrow. What y'all think? Let us know in the comments. Like, y'all, I'm about to play this. I'm gonna watch every Tyler Perry movie. If it's on Netflix, Amazon Prime, I'm gonna give him the view. I'm gonna give him the watch. But is it the worst thing? No, it's not. It's not. I'm looking for it. Here it is. No, it's this. Here we go. No, that's not it. Here we go. All right, let's go. I'm gonna play this clip. Hopefully y'all can hear the sound. Let me know if you can't hear it or can hear it.
There's like, they're bringing up Tyler, and then he comes back to the end and he admits exactly what you just said, where this is actually a representation of my personal disdain, the things that I don't want to see, the things that I don't want to face. And that's what art is supposed to do for us. So I love that you've never allowed that criticism to stop you from being able to have your authentic voice as an artist, because it does get really difficult.
Yeah, but what? No. You got to drown all of that out, because if you let somebody talk you out of a place that God has put you in, you are going to find yourself in hell. I know for a fact that what I'm doing is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, because for everyone who is a critic, I have thousands of used to be emails from people saying, this changed my life. Oh my God, you know me. Oh my God, you saw me. How did you know this about my life, my family? So that is what is important to me. We're talking a large portion of my fans who are disenfranchised, who cannot get in the Volvo and go to therapy on the weekend. So you've got this highbrow Negro who is all up in the air with his nose up looking at everything. And then you got people like where I come from and me who are grinders, who really know what it's like, whose mothers and who were caregivers for white kids and were maids and housekeepers and all of these beauticians. That don't discount these people and say that their story don't matter. Who are you to be able to say which Black story is important or should be told? Get out of here with that bullshit.
Yes, and that is what we come up against. It's like you said, the respectability.
He said, get out there, get out of here with that BS.
I probably gross. I'm not talking to y'all. But this is good. This is to be kind of serious. Like I have definitely dated a Dallas. I have dated a Dallas, and maybe not to the full extent, right? But and once again, I'm working with women who have dealt with this situation. Like these are real stories, and these women are afraid to tell their story. So I give the kudos, even if it's not perfect, even if it's not the perfect storyline that people are looking for. It was relatable. It was definitely relatable to some women. Those that have been through it, those that couldn't, they were afraid. Like she said, they're like, I want to tell this story, but who gonna believe me? And who would believe that somebody there's a man out there like that treating you like that, and you came from a good household, right? Like who would believe that? So I don't with you, of course, I think maybe he's just transitioning in what it is that he's offering. We know that he can offer other things. We know he can do other stuff. We know he has the money to do other things. And then I think about, it's a good point. Okay, Holy Spirit, we're talking. He said, the budget is lower for the movie so I can pay the actors more. That's what I just heard.
Yeah.
That's the budget. So, you've been watching the more recent ones, and they've only been shooting in a couple of places and in Atlanta. And so, I don't know. That's just what I got.
Look, I am kudos to Tyler Perry. I think we are in awe of the work that you have done. If you just happen to watch this, we are in awe of the work you've done. I am a fan since the Medea plays, so I'm grateful that you are setting the stage and setting an example. And you right, half these folks can't even write can't even write a complete sentence over here complaining. But that's that's my thoughts. Okay, so we have like 5 minutes left, and I wanted to make sure that I did want to share two things, which we won't have time tonight, but I do want you guys to go to thekbn.com. I did give a prophetic word that the Lord gave me for this season that we posted. It's called The Season of the Sound Mind. I want you guys to go and read that. I believe that it's going to give you clarity. It's going to give you peace. It's going to give you guidance and tons of confirmation. And you can check that out on thekbn.com. But I wanted to let me see. Let's share our screen. Remind you that we got got a whole magazine, baby. We got a whole magazine. And I'm just going, if you subscribe, if you go to thekbn.com and press subscribe, like Bianca, tell them how they can get access to this print magazine or in the digital version.
Literally, you can get the digital version. You can go to thekbn.com/subscribe, and you will immediately, it'll be in your inbox. So we send you in your inbox. And then, of course, if you're like, yeah, I need paper in my hands, I want to read the magazine, then, of course, you can order the magazine from thekbn.com. Just click magazine and you can order it. It's /magazine, or you can just click magazine. We got some great stories in here. Our cover, our honorees on the cover, Francesca, Prophet J, Mimi J, Dre and Mimi J. It is just, they have some phenomenal stories. Phenomenal, like I'm telling you, like y'all want to know, because we see people, we see this, right? We see this and we have no idea what they're going through behind the scenes, and we see them excelling and winning, and we're like, I don't know, like they must not have no struggles. And no, that's what I love about the KBN.com. You know, we're gonna come in and we're gonna talk to the people because they are humble and confident. And so I just want you guys to go get your copy. It's the digital version is free. So all you gotta do is go to thekbn.com/subscribe. Just put in your information, share it with your community. You can share it social media, tag some people, let them know, so we can get the word out. You know, we are taking over Christian media. We are the fastest growing Christian media platform, and so I am excited about this. Like, and I'm not gonna tell y'all, but let me just tell y'all, okay, this is just the beginning, because the next cover gonna be fire. Like, I just want y'all to know the cover story, the next feature stories are going to be fire. Like, it's only up from here. So that's all.
Yes, it is only up from here. So make sure, if you guys go to thekbn.com and you can go /subscribe, make sure you can check out like some of the stories that we have on there, the articles, some of the content that we've talked about tonight is on there. And then finally, if you made it this far, let me share. Y'all, we are doing a prophetic prayer revival. Starting August 11th, the second Sunday at 8:00 p.m. We will be praying together for our businesses, for our nation, for strategy, for wisdom. And this is going to start. We're going to have our very first one on August 11th. So you are invited. And I do got all my little information up there. Let me take that off. You are invited to come and join us. We're gonna edit that part out on post-production. You are invited to come to our monthly prophetic prayer revival. And I think that's it. That's all I got. Well, I guess
this was a good conversation.
You say what?
This was a good conversation. This is always good. It's always good here.
It is definitely always good. And y'all, we'll be back next Wednesday with another episode of We Mean Business. We'll be back live together in the studio. But thank you so much for joining us this Wednesday. We didn't want to miss out on all the juicy stuff that's been happening the past week. And who knows what we're going to be talking about next week. So stay tuned. All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to We Mean Business, and we will see you guys next week.